Do you guys hear that? Yeah, what's that noise? It's Big Juicy Wrestling. Woo! Yo, welcome back to the Big Juicy Wrestling channel. I'm your host, ya boy, Big Juicy, and today I'm going to be reviewing WrestleMania 42. But before I do that, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, because if you love professional wrestling, you will love the Big Juicy Wrestling channel. With that being said though, let's get on to my review. The first match of WrestleMania Night 1 was the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and LA Knight versus The Vision, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul, and I Show Speed. This match didn't really have a lot happen in it, if I'm being honest. It was just a stereotypical, like, celebrity match, if I'm being real. I Show Speed did pretty good for it being his first match. I mean, technically, he had a match already, which he was in the Royal Rumble, where he got absolutely destroyed by Braun Breaker. But he did fine. I mean, what were you expecting out of this match? Nothing crazy. The crazy spot actually happened post-match, where I Show Speed did a frog splash to Logan Paul through an announce table, a sentence I don't think I'd ever say. But yeah, this match just wasn't really action-packed. I mean, it was kind of boring for the most part. The Usos now have had 3 different theme songs since becoming a tag team again. I guess they're just trying to find the right song for them to yeet to. Yeet, yeet. I'm sorry. But, yeah, you know, nothing really crazy about this match. The speed spot to the outside was pretty cool. And of course, you know, Logan Paul beat him up after the match. That's why he put Logan Paul through the announce table. And then Speed was just yeeting with everyone after the match. Good celebrity match. I mean, nothing crazy. Kind of boring, but Speed did okay. The second match on the card was Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. Probably the most tamed unsanctioned match I've ever seen. I mean, this was just a generic WWE hardcore match. I mean, nothing crazy happened. I think what lowered it down the ranks for me is because they called it an unsanctioned match, and they even said before the match, they're like, we're not responsible of, you know, any wrestlers getting injured or anything because it was unsanctioned. And I feel like we didn't get enough. I mean, the match was like 14 minutes long. Like, it wasn't crazy long, but I feel like we didn't get much out of the unsanctioned match. I mean, we got some cool spots. Like, we got the spot of Jacob going through the table to the outside, Jacob doing the mighty moonsault to McIntyre to win the match through the table. That was pretty cool. But, like, besides that, nothing really else happened in this match. I like the spot, of course, with Drew McIntyre taking his phone and taking a little video of Jacob Fatu and then beating up Jacob Fatu with the phone. That was pretty funny, but, like, all in all, like, this was just not, like, a crazy unsanctioned match, which kind of sucked because I was expecting something pretty crazy because the past few weeks, the rivalry's been pretty heated. So, you know, like, I personally thought we were going to get a little bit more, but it was fine. It was a good match. Happy Jacob Fatu won. I think Jacob Fatu is going to be a future world champion, future main eventer, so I'm glad he got the win. My question is what the hell are we doing with Drew McIntyre? Because I don't know what we're going to do with him now. He just won the WWE Championship back in January, right? December? I forget the exact time that he won it. But he just won the WWE Championship, and he held it this year and lost it to Cody Rhodes before Mania. And now he just lost to Jacob Fatu. So it's like, what are we going to do with Drew McIntyre after Mania now? What's the plan for him? Because I don't know where he's going to go now. Maybe he goes after the U.S. Championship, chasing that Grand Slam. I just don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with Drew McIntyre, and that really sucks because I think Drew's one of the best WWE has. honestly one of the best heels in the entire world, but he's not been able to showcase it because he just is put in like really weird situations and really weird feuds a lot. They just don't know what to do with Drew McIntyre. Ever since the CM Punk feud, it's just kind of been nothing for Drew McIntyre. I mean, he won the WWE Championship, but even then, he didn't feel like a true world champion. I don't know. I just wish they did more with Drew. That's what I'm hoping for, at least, after this match. I just hope they do more with Drew McIntyre. But all in all, I mean, I'm happy that Jacob Fatu won. It was a decent match for what it was. But yeah, I just need more with Drew McIntyre in the future. The third match on the card was a fatal four-way tag team match for the Women's Tag Team Championships, and that match included the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, versus who were scheduled to be in this match, the Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie Bella. But with Nikki Bella's injury, we did get a huge return in Paige. Paige is back in the WWE. Huge pop for Paige. Very happy to see Paige back in WWE. I think Paige is absolutely wonderful. And definitely elevates the women's division a lot. So it ended up being Paige and Brie Bella being in this tag team championship match. But besides Paige returning, this match was pretty forgettable, if I'm being honest. Not a lot happened in this match as well, and it was pretty short. I mean, I'm happy that all these women got on the WrestleMania card, and I'm happy that the Women's Tag Team Championships were on the card again for the second year in a row. But it's just not a lot happened in this match besides Paige returning. I think this match was pretty much just to have Paige return to the WWE. And we got the most random set of tag team champions I think I've seen in the women's division so far. Brie Bella and Paige are your new women's tag team champions. And I don't think I would have predicted that like 2 months ago, if I'm being honest. But yeah, nothing. I don't have a lot to say about this match, just that I'm happy that Paige returned. The fourth match on the card was AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Again, another short women's match. This WrestleMania had a lot of short women's matches, and this match was another one of them. Another match that didn't really have a lot going on because of how short it was. I personally think that their Elimination Chamber match was better. That's just me. But it was nice to see AJ back at WrestleMania. She had a cool entrance with all like the kids and like her in her like outfit and stuff. Becky Lynch's entrance was interesting, to say the least. Wonder Years, I think, very clearly were lip singing their own song, which I thought was pretty funny. Even at the beginning, I was laughing because he missed his cue, and like you heard the man has come around that he says at the beginning of the song, and he just like really quickly grabs them. It was really funny. You just gotta see it for yourself. But yeah, the match was fine for the amount of time that they had. And yeah, and Becky Lynch ended up winning this match. She is now a 3-time Women's Intercontinental Champion, which is kind of crazy to me because the belt hasn't even been around for 2 years. I don't know. I kind of want some new faces in the Women's Intercontinental Championship scene. I know Becky Lynch has elevated that title to heights that it's probably never going to see like for a very long time. But like, she's a 3-time champion now. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we need some new faces in the Women's IC Championship picture. Like, get like Ivy Nile in there, you know? Like, get like people in the mid-card. Like, get Maxine back in there. Get Natty in there with her new character. Hell, you can even put like people... I'm trying to think of other people like Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, you know? Like, the women's division is so large that I feel like you can put more people than just Becky Lynch in the Women's Intercontinental Championship scene. But the match was fine for what it was. They didn't get much time again, like I said. But yeah, this match was okay. I was happy to see AJ Lee back, but we need some new face in the Intercontinental Championship scene, I think. The fifth match on the card was Gunther versus Seth frickin' Rollins. And this match was the match of the night for night one, in my opinion. I thought this match was really well done for the most part. I mean, it's Seth Rollins and Gunther. Of course, they're going to put on an absolute banger. But I feel like this match was hindered a little bit because Gunther didn't win clean. I wish Gunther won this match clean. But the reason that he didn't win it clean was because we got the return of Braun Breaker in this match, attacking Seth Rollins and costing him the match. Great return. I just wish, if Braun was cleared, why didn't we just do Braun versus Seth? He could have just came back on a Raw like 2 weeks ago, and we could have set up this match. But, I mean, Gunther and Seth was a fantastic match. I thought it was really well done, like I said. But, yeah, I just wish Gunther won clean because he's the guy that made John Cena tap out, and he just retired AJ Styles too. So it's like, why is Gunther not winning clean against Seth Rollins? He just retired John Cena and AJ Styles. He's on the top of his game right now. I just feel like he should have won clean, and then maybe you had the Braun Breaker return. I don't know. I just feel like WWE doesn't really know what they're doing with Gunther. I feel like he's gone through so many different turns and so many different characters that I feel like WWE just doesn't really have an idea on what to do with Gunther. All you got to do is just make him a dominant heel. That's all you got to do. And he'll be successful. He can lose at WrestleMania every year, for God's sakes. And I think I'd still be happy because if you just built him up as a dominant heel and you could have some babyface come in and just beat him and become an even bigger star, that's what you got to do with Gunther. Gunther is that dominant heel that WWE has been searching for because they don't have one right now. And I don't know. I'm glad that Gunther won, obviously. I'm happy that he won because he hasn't won at Mania for like the past two years. But I just wish he won clean because I feel like it just dampers him a little bit. Like that he couldn't beat Seth Rollins clean, even though he made John Cena give up and he retired AJ Styles. But, you know, the match was fine. What am I saying? The match wasn't just fine. It was really, really good. But, you know, it was definitely a highlight of a really boring night of WrestleMania. So props to Gunther and Seth Rollins. But, yeah, I just wish Gunther won clean. But very good match for what it was. The sixth match on the card was Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship. This match was unbelievably too short. This match, I think, went on for, 7 minutes? 7 minutes. The Women's World Championship match went on for 7 minutes. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is like, Liv Morgan won the Royal Rumble match. And you're giving her one of the shortest matches on the entire card. and the Women's World Champion, Stephanie Vaquer, has had a fantastic reign, and you're only giving her 7 minutes at WrestleMania. My phone went off, sorry. Or, not my phone, my you know what I mean, my computer. But why was this match so short? Like, I don't understand why this match was so short. I mean, for the 7 minutes that we got, the match was really good. I just wish they got more time because, unfortunately, this is one of the weaker matches on the card because it was one of the shorter matches on the card. And, I mean, Liv Morgan eventually did beat Stephanie Vaquer in the match and won the Women's World Championship, becoming a 3-time Women's World Champion. Didn't beat Stephanie Vaquer clean, which, obviously, because she has the Judgment Day and she's a heel. But yeah, I don't know. This match just was so short, and I was so mad when the match just ended like that quickly because the women were cooking. They were actually doing very, very well with this match, and I was actually really enjoying it. And then just ends, and I'm like, come on! I needed more. I needed more from this match. There's not much to talk about because, again, 7 minutes long, but I just needed a lot more from this match, and I feel like I should have got more because it's your Women's Royal Rumble winner, and it's for the Women's World Championship. So I just needed a lot more from this match. And finally, the main event of night one was Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, with Pat McAfee in his corner. I don't even know what to say about this match. I went through like every emotion watching this match, if I'm being honest. I just wasn't happy with it. I wasn't. For a WrestleMania main event, this match really fell flat for me. They spent like the first like half, like not half, but like the first part of this match focusing on Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll, which that just took me out of the match completely, if I'm being honest. Like, they started out the match with a pre-match beatdown on Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Pat McAfee, and then Jelly Roll comes out to help at the end, and then puts Pat McAfee through the announce table, which was cool. I mean, Jelly Roll put someone through an announce table by jumping off the other announce table, but like, why? Why was this even in the match? Why was this... Like, if this happened earlier on in the night, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even care about this match. Or I wouldn't even care about that spot. But the fact that it happened in the main event, I think is the reason that it pissed me off so much. Because why are we focusing on Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll when we have Randy freaking Orton and Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania? Something that we've been wanting for like the past, since Cody returned in 2022. You know, like, we've been waiting for this match and they ruined it with celebrity involvement. I don't know. Like, they was just, sorry, I'm about to go on a rant about the whole feud now because I don't understand why they would put Pat McAfee in this spot, like, genuinely, because we didn't need him. We had Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton with 20 years of history because they were in Legacy together. 20 years of experience, or of like heat that they could do, and they did nothing. They explored none of the 20 years that they had together. They just focused on Pat McAfee versus Cody Rhodes, a feud that we didn't want. So I'm just like, how did we get here is what I'm asking. Like, how did we get to Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee being involved, a crucial part in the main event? Like the fact that Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll were like one of the main parts of WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania, is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they just shouldn't be in that position because they're celebrities. No celebrities should be in the main event of WrestleMania. We learned that last year when Travis Scott came out to help John Cena win the Never Seen 17. I just don't understand. I don't get it. So I hope and here's the thing. The whole Pat McAfee stuff didn't even mean anything because Randy Orton just turned on Pat McAfee in the middle of the match. So that stuff meant nothing. Like, I don't understand why we had Pat McAfee in this feud. I don't understand why we had Jelly Roll in this feud. They didn't need to be in it because, again, 20 years they could have explored with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and they explored none of it. It just disappoints me, man. The match itself, though, but like the feud aside and the stuff before the match aside, the match itself was fine. The match itself, it was a little bit slow moving, but like that's a typical Randy Orton match. And I wasn't expecting the bleeding to happen too. That was pretty cool, but and then at the end of the match, sorry, I'm just trying to think of what to say because I got really heated there. But in the middle of the match, the ref, or Randy Orton, accidentally RKO's the referee, and then Pat McAfee comes out and apparently is now the referee, which made no sense because why would you make Pat McAfee the referee even though he's helping? Never mind. I'm thinking too much about it. But Pat McAfee comes out as the referee and doesn't count to 3, and Randy Orton gets mad and then RKO's Pat McAfee. And then after Randy RKO's Pat McAfee, Cody Rhodes hits Randy with the Crossroads and for some odd reason retains his WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes, I'm so tired of him winning. I'm so tired of him retaining the championship all the time. I just need someone new, man. Like, I know Randy Orton's not someone new. It's just he hasn't won it in a very, very long time. So it would have been nice to see. It would have been nice to see him win 15. But Cody Rhodes retained, and he didn't need to retain, if I'm being honest. And this just didn't feel like a WrestleMania main event to me. It felt like this could have been done on a B plus like pay-per-view, like Backlash. I feel like this could have been a Backlash match, or like I don't know, like it could have been at an Elimination Chamber. You know what I mean? Like this didn't feel like a WrestleMania main event to me. I think they might be. I don't know. I feel like Randy's going to be a babyface now that he turned on Pat, unless they explore the 20 years of history they have together after WrestleMania, which would be dumb. But I'd still be happy about it because they're at least talking about their 20 years of experience, and actually focusing on Randy and Cody in the feud, and not Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll in the feud. Because Randy did do the post-match beatdown where he did punt Cody in the face. So I'm hoping we get more of a feud after WrestleMania, so we actually get a proper Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes feud and not just celebrity slop. But yeah, I wasn't happy about this. And please, no more celebrities in the main event of WrestleMania. Please, I beg you, WWE. Oh my gosh. Now we're going to go on to Night 2 of WrestleMania 42. And the first match of WrestleMania Night 2 was Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. And this match, it was everything it needed to be. I was so happy with this match. The match only lasted for like 4 or so minutes, but it needed to last 4 or so minutes because this match made Obafemi look like an absolute star. Obafemi ended up winning this match, which I was very concerned about, but he did win this match in very convincing fashion. He stood up right after Brock Lesnar delivered his F5, which was awesome. And yeah, this match was just exactly what it needed to be. We weren't expecting a 5-star classic out of these two. We were just expecting just two big men, two big meaty men slapping man meat. My type of match. But this match was perfect for Obafemi. Made Obafemi look like an absolute star. And Obafemi actually called out Roman Reigns during the press conference, which I'm very excited about that, because Roman, I'll get to it later on in the video, but Roman is now the World Heavyweight Champion, so Obafemi called him out, and I hope they book that match for SummerSlam. I hope they build to that match for SummerSlam, because that match would be absolutely awesome, and I hope we get World Champion Obafemi this year. That would be phenomenal, because obviously I'm a big Obafemi guy. Am I doing it right? I think so. Yeah, I'm just so happy for Obafemi. I've loved Obafemi since he won the North American Championship in NXT. And I've just watched him keep getting better and better and rising up the ranks, and he's phenomenal. And another big thing to cover about this match was the unexpected, surprising retirement of Brock Lesnar. This was very surprising. I was not expecting Brock to retire here. Honestly, I was expecting him to retire at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, but he retired here. He took off his boots, he took off his gloves, and he called it a career. He was very emotional. I've never seen Brock Lesnar really that emotional before, but he retired, which was crazy. And outside WWE stuff aside, if we're just talking in WWE, Brock Lesnar is a legend of WWE. He's had a fantastic career, 10-time world champion. He's had fantastic matches with the likes of Kurt Angle, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Bryan Danielson. He's had some great matches. And I know he was a part-time guy, and he sure pissed me off a lot throughout his WWE run. But he definitely is considered a legend. He's a legend of WWE. I mean, he broke the Undertaker's streak, for God's sakes. So he's done some incredible things in WWE. So definitely great career for Brock Lesnar. And sad to see him go. If I'm being honest, he was around for since I was like 8 years old. So it's kind of weird for him to retire. It was weird for me to see him that emotional because I've never really seen him that emotional. But yeah, great career for Brock Lesnar. Very surprising that he retired here. But all in all, though, this match, Obafemi, Brock Lesnar, was absolutely everything it needed to be. And please, make Obafemi world champion in 2026. Make it happen! Hoo, hoo. The second match on the card was the Intercontinental Championship ladder match that included JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Rusev, Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio, and Penta. This match was an absolute banger. Oh my gosh. I mean, can we please just get an Intercontinental Championship ladder match every single year? Like, every single time that they've had an Intercontinental Championship ladder match, they've delivered. Like, oh my God, they've delivered. And this match, this might have been the best Intercontinental Championship ladder match I've seen in WrestleMania. Like, this match only lasted like 15 minutes long, but it felt like there was so much that happened in this match. You had Rey Mysterio putting Rusev through the ladder, which was crazy. You had Penta doing the Mexican Destroyer on the ladder, which I've never seen before. And then you have Javon Evans doing the OG Cutter to Rusev from the top of the ladder. And then you even have like JD McDonough doing Spanish flies off the ladder. And like, this was such a fast-paced match that like I couldn't keep up with it sometimes because of how fast-paced it was. This match was phenomenal and such a great showcase for the mid-card because, man, the mid-card is so deep in WWE. I wish they utilized them more. Like, there was just so many spots that were nuts in this match, and everyone looked great, especially Javon Evans. I think Javon Evans was the MVP of this match. For it being his first WrestleMania, he did not disappoint. Future world champion, future main eventer. He's going to do some great things. I mean, he's literally my age. So, you know, he's phenomenal. He's so good. And like, even like JD McDonough and Dragon Lee, you know, looked fantastic in this match. Rey Mysterio hasn't lost a step. Rusev looked like an absolute monster. Probably the most like monstrous he's looked since returning to WWE. Like, this match was fantastic. And then just to top it all off, Penta actually retained the championship. I was so happy when Penta retained the belt because Penta is my favorite luchador of all time. And I'm just so happy seeing him do some great things in WWE. You know, it's really cool to see. And the fact that he's the Intercontinental Champion and a fighting champion, it's very cool. It's very cool. And the fact that he retained, got his first ever win at WrestleMania, just means that he's going to do some great things with that belt. I'm very excited to see what the future holds for Penta. And I think this match really showcased the Intercontinental Championship scene, and I hope that they keep doing this with the Intercontinental Championship, because they were doing it with the U.S. belt, doing the open challenges with Ilya and Carmelo. And I hope they do the same with the Intercontinental Championship, because I feel like the Intercontinental Championship has kind of fell down the ranks a little bit, because I wasn't huge. I mean, I wasn't personally huge on Dominic Mysterio's reign. I feel like he didn't defend the belt much, but I feel like Penta's going to be a fighting champion. I feel like he's going to put on banger matches after banger matches. This match was just really, really good, and I was really happy with it, and I'm happy that Penta won. Cero miedo. The third match on the card was Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. This match was kind of forgettable, if I'm being honest. It was decent. It was a good match. But again, just very unbelievably short. I think this match only went on for like 8 or so minutes. But the match itself was good for the time that they had. Trick Williams' entrance was ridiculous. By the way, his coat that went like the entire length of the stage was insane. And again, I don't know why Little Yachty was there, but he didn't really do much. I mean, he took a barricade spot, which props to Yachty for taking a barricade spot. But this match was just kind of forgettable, if I'm being honest. The only crazy spot about this match was that disgusting brainbuster to the apron. That looked nuts. But I think they did a really great job as well with the double turn in this match, because there was a very clear double turn in this match. Sami Zayn was clearly the heel in this match, and Trick Williams was clearly the babyface, even though their roles are reversed. I think they did a pretty good job with that. I'm really excited to see heel Sami Zayn, because, man, heel Sami Zayn, I have a hot take with this. I think heel Sami Zayn is better than babyface Sami Zayn, because heel Sami Zayn is just absolutely hilarious. I mean, especially from his first heel run in WWE, when he faced like Johnny Knoxville and stuff. But yeah, and the big part about this match is that Trick Williams won his first title on the main roster. He is the new United States champion. Very happy about that. Very excited to see Trick Williams be the United States champion. Whoop that trick. I really want to see a Carmelo Hayes Trick Williams feud in the future. That match needs to happen immediately. Rerun that match from their NXT days, because they have a lot of history with each other. Just please don't involve Pat McAfee with that match. Sorry, I just keep throwing strays at Pat McAfee. But yeah, man, this match was decent, but again, very forgettable because it was kind of short. But very happy that Trick Williams is the new United States champion. The fourth match on the card was Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus the Demon Finn Balor. Unfortunately, this match was the weakest on the card for me. I just thought it was really underwhelming, because this feud has literally been brewing for 2 straight years now, and this was the payoff match we got. I don't know, dude. It just didn't feel like they hated each other in this match. It didn't feel like a true blood feud finally having their match. Like, I don't know. Like, it just felt like a normal hardcore match. It felt like this feud just happened like 3 months ago. But no, this feud has been brewing up for 2 years, and we've been waiting for it for 2 years. And I just feel like this match didn't like justify that, I guess. Like, I needed more from this match. Again, like the Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre stuff, I needed more from this match. And I feel like we didn't get more from this match. This match was only like 10 minutes long, and it shouldn't have been 10 minutes long because, again, a 2-year-long feud. And we finally got the match. We finally got the payoff for the 2 years that they've been brewing up this feud. And it was just a 10-minute, like, stereotypical hardcore WWE match. I don't know. I just needed a little bit more from this match. It didn't even have to be much more from this match. But, like, the fact that it was 10 minutes long and they didn't do a crazy amount of stuff, it just fell flat for me. I was happy to see the Demon back, though. It was nice to see his old, like, the old, like demon stuff and like the demon outfit and stuff. Both of the entrances were absolutely phenomenal. Like, Dominic coming out on the throne was sweet, and then of course the demon's entrance was absolutely awesome. And with like his like old music and like the lights and the fog, it was great. The entrances were great, so it had me hyped for the match. And then the match itself was just kind of underwhelming, unfortunately. It was still a fine match. All in all, but it was just kind of mid, in my opinion, and I feel like it shouldn't have been mid, because there's so much more to this feud, because, you know, it's been brewing for 2 years. But I was happy to see Finn win this match, because Finn doesn't win often, so whenever I see a Finn Balor win, I get really, really happy. Because he doesn't get the nickname Pin Balor for no reason, because he just loses over and over and over again. So very happy to see Finn win, especially very happy to see the Demon win, because I don't even remember the last time the Demons won a match. But unfortunately, this match was underwhelming for me. The fifth match on the card was Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's Championship. This match surprised me, actually, because I'm not usually a big fan of Jade Cargill matches, but she actually did pretty well in this match. I was surprised. Again, a very short women's match. That was kind of a theme for this year's WrestleMania. I looked up a stat, and I think the Mercedes Moné Toni Storm match at All In went on longer than all 3 of the singles women matches combined. So that's kind of bad, I feel like. This match went on longer than the Liv and Stephanie Vaquera match. This match went on for 10 minutes. Again, I just felt like I needed more from this match. But for a Jade Cargill match, I thought this was really good. I honestly thought this was one of Jade's best matches. Pulling out moves that I didn't expect Jade to use, especially the, which I'm not happy that she uses it now, the one-winged angel. The one-winged angel. I'm not happy she's using it because that's a very protected move. From Kenny Omega. It's only been kicked out of twice by Kota Ibushi and from Kenny Omega himself. And now she's using it as her signature, which is kind of weird, but I'm going to back off. My AEW mindset is getting in the way of the match being actually pretty decent. But all in all, yeah, this match was great. Rhea Ripley is the new women's champion, which I'm very happy about. It's been a while since Rhea's actually won that belt. Another gripe I had about this is also that Io Sky should have just been in a match. She shouldn't be out there just helping Rhea Ripley out. She's a main event star, and she's not in a WrestleMania match. Like, what are we doing? You know, like, she shouldn't just be Rhea Ripley's little lackey. You know what I mean? Like, that's not Io Sky. She's one of the best women's wrestlers in the entire world. She should have been on the card, is all I'm saying. But all in all, I was happy about this match. One of Jade's best matches, in my opinion. Happy that Rhea is the new women's champion. But again, like a lot of matches on the card, it should have gotten a lot more time. I do want to mention the spot that Rhea actually won this match with, because Jade was going for a Jaded, and then Rhea went under and still held on to the wrist and then hit the Riptide. I thought that was a really cool reversal. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. But again, I just needed more time with this, but definitely Jade Cargill's best match, and I'm really happy that Rhea Ripley is the new women's champion. And finally, the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 was Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This match was the match of the entire WrestleMania. This match was phenomenal. I actually really enjoyed this match. It surprised me a lot because I wasn't expecting this match to be this good. I mean, I was expecting it to be good, but not as good as it ended up being. Hold on, let me fix my sleeve real quick. But yeah, this match was everything and more. You know what I mean? It did a lot of good in this match. I do want to talk about the entrances, because the entrances got me really hyped for this match. Roman Reigns came back to his OG Tribal Chief theme song, so it felt like the Tribal Chief was back and better than ever. CM Punk came out to his Ring of Honor theme, which was crazy, and then eventually switched to Cult of Personality. Really well done from these guys, getting us hyped before the match. It felt like a big match. It truly felt like a WrestleMania main event, unlike Night 1. And yeah, they just worked really well with each other, and it felt like they truly hated each other as well in this match. This match went on for 30 or so minutes, so it's the longest match of the entire WrestleMania, the entirety of WrestleMania. And, again, it felt like a true fight. Great, Punk was selling the crap, Punk was selling so much in this match, and he was doing so well with his selling in this match. I truly felt like Roman was killing CM Punk. And then Roman, he felt like the Tribal Chief again, man. He felt like he had the aura of the Tribal Chief, not the aura of the Tribal Chief again. But yeah, man, it was a really fun match. I was really impressed with it. A lot happened in those 30 minutes, and it truly felt like a blood feud. You had those two stealing each other's moves. I thought that was really cool. Punk was bleeding his ass off, and Roman was selling the bleeding, and Roman, of course, was doing his trash talk stuff throughout the match, which is just absolutely great. And you had Punk doing the teasing the elbow drop at the beginning of the match, and then eventually doing the elbow drop at the end of the match through the announce table. Really, really great stuff from these two. Like 10 times, 100 times better than the night one main event, in my opinion. Like, really well done, really well done. And your new, like I mentioned earlier in the video, your brand new World Heavyweight Champion is the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. He did defeat CM Punk to win his 7th World Championship. And he said in the press conference that he's done with the part-time crap. So we'll see where that goes. You know what I mean? Hopefully he'll actually be more full-time with the World Heavyweight Championship, because I'd be really excited to see what a full-time Tribal Chief Roman Reigns would look like that is not in the pandemic era. My computer went off again. But yeah, this match was the match of the night, the match of the entire weekend, in my opinion, which it should be, because it is the main event of WrestleMania. One of the best main event matches since probably WrestleMania 40's main event. These two killed it. These two absolutely killed it. I'm very excited to see Roman Reigns as World Heavyweight Champion, and we'll see what's next for CM Punk. Probably another great feud in the making. But yeah. Fantastic match from these two. Very happy with the ending of WrestleMania. All in all, I didn't really think this WrestleMania was fantastic. I thought it had a lot of celebrity involvement, which I wasn't big on. Way too many celebrities for sure. Some cool other things happened, like Bianca Belair announced that she is pregnant, so that is really awesome. That's where she has been, as well as healing her finger. So congrats to Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. And on night 2, you had a nice little segment with Danhausen, Kit Wilson, and The Miz. That was really funny and really entertaining. I mean, of course, Danhausen's going to be entertaining because it's Danhausen. You are cursed. Did I do well? I hope so. WrestleMania Hausen. But like those are great segments as well. But I just think this WrestleMania kind of just fell a little bit flat. I thought night 1 wasn't great at all. Like it was really boring, if I'm being honest, night 1. And then the main event match kind of just pissed me off with all the Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll involvement. But night 2 I thought was really, really well done. I thought night 2 had a lot of great matches. There was some underwhelming matches on the card, but I thought night 2 was 10 times better than night 1. I truly was not a fan of night 1 at all. But night 2 I thought was really well done. But again, yeah, this WrestleMania just kind of fell flat for me, if I'm being honest. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought about WrestleMania 42 in the comments below. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because like I said in the intro, if you love professional wrestling, you will love the Big Juicy Wrestling channel. With that being said though, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Ho, ho, ho!